Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Amplify, where we like to highlight and spotlight movers and shakers and people who I think are fancy. My guest today, Miss Charlyne McWilliams, CEO of Hope Communications. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Delilah, for having me on your show. I appreciate it. Taco
Welcome.
lady.
Yes. It is the month of March, which March is the month of spring and women history. And in honor of women history, I like to show some of my ladies some love. And Charlyne and I have been connected and friends since my Planet Home Lending days. I met her through that company when I was there for a few years, and she has been a blessing. We automatically clicked and have been connected ever since. And we don't talk all the time, but when we do, it is a very good time.
Yes, a good time.
It is. And Miss Charlyne has recently went on your own. You've had a career change. So
Mhm.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about Hope Communications.
Yes, Hope Communications.
Mhm.
Well, Hope Communications came about, I would say, actually back in, I'm going to date myself, like 2001. Back
Okay.
2001, I went off on my own and then went in-house with a PR firm. But my background is in communications. So
Okay.
I love helping people learn how to tell their stories, to get their branding messages out
Yeah.
there. And as a communicator, I first started as a journalist back in the day. I
Okay.
think people knew that I like to disseminate news. So I got really good at gathering news and being a reporter.
Okay.
And it morphed into me becoming a public relations person because I could help people tell their story properly because I knew what the news wanted. I knew what reporters wanted. I knew what editors wanted. I knew what would help audiences make decisions. So that's why I got into this side of it, like because I like helping people. You know me, Delilah. I like
Yeah,
helping
no, you
people.
do. You do. You love it, and you're great at it, and you're easy to talk to. So, because you have that journalist background, is that why you kind of it was an easy transition how you got into communications and the financial industry?
Well, the financial industry, I was in business
Okay.
reporting. I was a business reporter. I covered real estate and building. And I
Okay.
really like how finances affect communities, especially minority communities. That was really
Yes.
important to me.
Yes.
I was one of those few people in college who actually liked reading annual reports of companies. I wanted to see where money was going. I was geek. I was geek.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I was one of those first people too who understand what DU was with Fannie Mae, the automated underwriting systems.
Yes. Yes.
So being that kind of geek helps me help other people tell their stories because I can just boil it down, put it into layman's terms that everybody understands. Because a lot of times when you're really passionate about something, you start to use colloquialisms or, in the mortgage industry, we have all these acronyms,
Yes, we do. We
BPO,
have our own language.
own
Yeah.
language, and
Yes.
people
It
don't always understand it.
No, they don't. And I think that's one of the reasons why you and people myself, when we do transition into another channel of our
Mhm.
financial mortgage industry, it's easier for us because we speak mortgage. And that's
Right.
on the marketing side and the video side, I've noticed that when I start talking to a potential client, I speak mortgage and they love that. So I'm sure that's the same thing for you.
It is. It is. It
Mhm.
helps me be a rock star in a space where there are so many other players in public relations or branding or marketing in that regard. I help people tell their story properly. So I can help them put it in terms that everybody can understand. And that's my superpower. So I'm
Yeah.
able to translate their information
Yeah,
to language that can get them the attention that they really want. So I
and
help build
humanize
thought leaders.
you humanize it because you get to the heartstrings, right? Like some
Right.
people, they may tell their story or their testimony, and sometimes it just doesn't feel like it's human, but
Right.
you have the God-given ability to do that. So congratulations to you.
Thank
Yay.
you. Thank you.
and I know that you were with a PR firm before you completely went on your own, right?
Hmm.
You were with a PR
Yes.
firm. So I want, because I have told on video on my platform how I took that leap of faith and went from corporate America, which that's how you met me. And when I got laid off, it I made that decision to go out on my own, right? And
Right.
to really grow Love and Tacos Media. What was that like for you?
Well, that's a really great question because I think a lot of times when layoffs happen, we sort
Mhm.
of we go into ourselves. We
Yes.
start to feel ashamed. Oh my goodness, this thing happened to me, and oh, I'm
Mm,
not good or I'm not that.
yeah,
And you start doing these mind melds or these little
I know I
spiraling
did that.
things. Oh my
Yep.
goodness, and it's a terrible thing. But you know the talents that you have. I think that's the thing to remember. Yeah, and that's actually what happened to me. I got laid off from my former public relations firm, but
Mhm.
it was done when it was done. I felt such peace, so I knew what
Yeah.
I was capable of doing. That's the
Okay.
thing with layoffs and things that happen to you. You start to question who you are and what your capabilities are. I reminded myself, and I had friends around me who reminded me who I am and what I'm
Yes.
capable of doing and what
Amen.
I'm capable of providing.
Yes. Yes. And I don't understand why we do that to ourselves, right?
Because I,
Like,
I think we have. You heard of it. It's this thing because it's happened to you. It's this negative thing that happens to you, so it hits a tender spot.
it
You know,
does.
we want to doubt ourselves, or we have the what is imposter syndrome? That's a thing too.
Yeah,
Imposter
that's
syndrome,
true.
especially
Absolutely.
when it comes to highly effective women who have been successful, and that's we are highly effective women, and we are successful. So,
And I get it though. Like that we overthink, right?
mhm,
We can overthink, we can create a scenario that we just created in our head. It will never probably happen, but for whatever reason we're creating in our head, we doubt and we worry. And I will say for myself, I get super disappointed in myself when it's rare now. I'm very grateful to God that those moments are not as many as they were maybe like 10 years ago.
right,
And when I do, I just try really quickly to change my mindset,
mhm,
or to say a prayer, or put some whether it be some just positive music, some faith-based music out in the background,
mhm,
or something to shift it really quickly. Because if you allow that to like fester,
mhm, to grow.
yo, it
It could
can
take
take
you.
over, and fear will cripple you for what like God has planned for you. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Like,
yeah, fear keeps you from living. Fear can
yes,
keep you from
yes.
living, and
And
that's not what he wants for us.
no,
So
absolutely not. And I'm so
when
happy for you that you went out.
thank you, thank
Yeah,
you very much. And it's
yes,
because I know people, and it's because of the relationships that I've built in the industry too,
yes,
that I felt comfortable in coming back to it, and being able to build my business here. There are people who care about me, like you.
yes, I do.
So it's like coming home. It's like a reunion.
Yeah, I like that. Coming home like a reunion. So, what does Hope Communications have planned for the remainder of 2025?
So that's a very good question. Right
Hmm.
now, I want to focus on providing thought leaders with the
Okay.
skills that they need to become effective in the marketplace. Because right now, the industry, and there's a lot of things going on in the finance industry that aren't so positive. But
Mm-mm.
so what I'm doing is I'm helping industry leaders think about who they are and how they want to show up in the marketplace,
Ooh,
how
okay.
to help them stand out in the marketplace and tell their story. Because if people are telling their stories and they're passionate about those stories, they will get what's coming to them.
Yeah,
Because I believe
I
what
agree.
what God has for you is for you.
That's
But
right.
you got to be able to tell your story in order for people to know that you're there.
Exactly. I'm like, you can have this amazing service or product, but you have to tell people, you have to show up. Like
Right.
people have to see you. Because if you don't have any eyeballs, whether on your platform or on yourself, it doesn't help. It just nothing happens.
Not at all.
Nothing. Nothing happens.
Yes.
So okay. So how can people get in contact with you, Charlyne?
One of the best ways to get in touch with me is on LinkedIn.
Okay. Good.
Yes, reach out to me via LinkedIn. I'm Charlyne McWilliams,
Yeah,
CEO of Hope Communications.
awesome.
And I want to be able to talk to people about what they want to accomplish, because a lot of times people think that they want one thing, but after talking to me, I
Yep.
find out that it might be something else.
Yep.
So, have you thought about this? This might be an area that you would excel in instead of this other area where you thought that you would do well in. So, people listen to me because I know the industry and I know the
Yep.
business.
Yep. I love it. So I highly encourage you, if you are needing to show up and needing to share your testimony through PR and, communications, hit up Charlyne. She is just an amazing person to connect with. She's super fun and funny to talk to. So you'll have a good time when you're talking with her. But she's also great and a subject matter expert in her space. So definitely reach out to her. And thank you so much for being a guest on Amplify.
Thank you so much for having me, Delilah.
You're welcome. And always thanks for watching. Till next time. Bye.